Hey guys, this is Phil, and today we're going to be talking about optics for your primary weapon system. What we're going to be doing is going through some of the basic types of optics and what they're used for, and we'll go over some tips and tricks that'll help you select the best optic to suit your particular playstyle. So let's get to it. Almost all airsoft guns come stock with a set of iron sights, and we recommend that all new players use their iron sights for several games to get to know their gun. What kind of range do you get? What are some of the characteristics? And how do you like to use that gun on the field? You can then use that experience to help you make a decision on which kind of optic you want. So the first thing to consider about optics is that they are tools that you can use to enhance your gameplay if you select the correct optic. An optic by themselves is not going to make your gun any better or worse. If you take a 10 times magnifying scope and put it on a stock AEG, that gun won't shoot any further or it won't be any more accurate than it was previously. It's important to understand your gameplay preferences as well as the limitations of your gun in order to select the proper optic. Once you've decided you want to move to an optic, you'll be looking at three basic categories. Red dot sights, like aim points and EOTechs, small magnifiers, like LCANs and ACOGs, and large magnifiers, like your typical sniper scope. All of these types of optics will have very distinct characteristics, and we're going to start off by looking at red dot sights first. Red dot sights allow for faster target acquisition and shot adjustment than iron sights. They come in a variety of shapes and sizes with different reticle options, different color options, and so on. In general, when choosing a red dot sight, you want to make sure you get one with good solid construction, one that has a nice bright dot that you can adjust for windage and elevation, and one that has limited parallax. Parallax is an optical illusion that happens when the position of your reticle changes as the position of your eye changes. So if you shift your aiming position, you may find that the dot is not actually in the same place as it was before. Most real steel sights are corrected for parallax to a certain distance, and that is also the case for good quality airsoft replicas. However, if you look at cheaper airsoft replicas, you'll find that there is no or very limited parallax correction, which makes them less useful to us on the airsoft field. If you're the type of player who plays a lot of CQB or you find yourself very aggressive on the field, red dot sights may be the type of sight for you. They allow you to be as flexible as you can on the battlefield without sacrificing on your speed or aggressiveness. And in point of fact, these are the types of sights that the Storm Riders use the most for that exact reason. Next up, we're going to look at small magnifiers. And here we mean optics with magnification 4 times and lower. They can either be fixed or variable magnification, and they allow you to see where your BBs are going when you shoot them a lot better. They give you a very different perspective of the battlefield. When selecting a small magnifier such as this one, you're going to want to take into consideration the construction, the field of view, which is the diameter of the lens, and the eye relief, which is the distance required from your eye to the optic in order to get a full sight picture. A wide field of view is important because it allows you to see more of the battlefield. Good eye relief is important because it allows you to acquire a sight picture more quickly. Before putting a magnifier on your gun, you're going to want to make sure that your gun has enough range to make use of that magnification. Assuming it does, a magnifier will allow you to make a much more precise shot. However, it will be much slower acquiring targets than a red dot sight. If you can't decide or you find yourself needing both, you have a couple of options. You can either look at a flip down sight like we have on this gun here, which allows you to move the magnifier out of the way and use the red dot, or you can get a doctor sight, which actually mounts on top of your magnifier. Small magnifiers will really benefit the type of player who has the opportunity to make longer range shots, but still able to operate in a close quarters environment. They're also really useful in milsim games, where reconnaissance and observation may be a huge part of your mission. Lastly, we have large magnifiers, and here we mean optics with greater than 4 times magnification. These optics require a gun that has extremely good range and accuracy in order to use, and they're generally used by marksmen and snipers. They allow you to make a really good shot at an extreme distance, however, they're of little use in CQB. When it comes to large magnifiers, your field of view and eye relief become even more important than they were on your small magnifiers. Additionally, if you're serious about sniping, we recommend that you look at getting a real steel rifle scope. In general, real steel sights have a much better construction than their airsoft replica counterparts and will serve your needs on the field way better. For the typical airsoft player attending a weekend skirmish, large magnifiers will not be very effective. Using a large magnifier effectively is a skill that takes time to perfect, and unless you're already an accomplished marksman or attending a milsim game in a recon or sniper role, we recommend staying away from large magnifiers and sticking to small magnifiers and red dot sights, especially for newer players. Regardless of what type of optic you select in the end, it won't be very effective until you sight it in. So when you get the optic, put it on your gun and spend some time sighting it in properly before your first game. That'll make sure that it's as accurate as possible when you hit the field, and you've already got a little bit of experience in determining ranges and so on. Additionally, you may want to consider protecting your investment by getting a lens protector, such as a clear Lexan shield or a mesh kill flash. This will make sure that a BB doesn't actually crack your lens, forcing you to replace your optic. At the end of the day, you're going to want to select an optic that suits your playstyle and doesn't limit your options. If you find yourself on the field unable to do certain things due to your optic, that's probably not the right optic for you. So it's important to consider the rifle that you have, your playstyle, and also your team's playstyle if you have one. For example, out of the 10 Storm Riders, only one of them run a large magnifier, a handful of them run the small magnifiers, and the large majority run red dot sights. That's what we find is most effective for our style of play and the field that we play on. We hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the box below. And if you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.